Welcome everybody to the MNC show. Yes, it says evenings in the title, but I like typing things sometimes. So I type a little fast and things happen to happen. Too bad I couldn't do that with a mystery novel like J.K. Rowling and went to a goddamn coffee shop and decided to write a small novel for her kids and ended up making $3 billion. Crap. When I write something, it's just the wrong title of a show.
Hey, you can't all be great storytellers, but it's good to be here. It's we're doing one of those rare back-to-back shows, and like people are anxiously awaiting that if they've lived under a rock, hey, when are you guys going to get the show back? So we're working on that, meeting with people, getting graphics done, and all that stuff takes time. We're getting it done much faster this time than last time, which took months and months to do. So everything's on track, you guys, and things should be back to normal. We're figuring out how to do everything we were doing before, and then maybe even some new wrinkles to the offense. So
yes, sir.
Yes, looking forward to kind of doing that stuff. And there's a lot of games out. There's a lot of games coming out.
Yes.
A lot of cool things to talk about. We're going to cover some new stuff today that we didn't talk about yesterday, and keep you guys interested. So if you guys also want to ask some questions in the chat, feel free to do that, and we'll answer them as best we can, and get a little dialogue going. It's a very exciting time for gamers, and just welcome, hit that like button, share it out, get it on Twitter and all your social feeds and that kind of stuff, and we appreciate it.
Yes, yeah. To be honest with you, Crap, to stop and tell everybody a little bit, you kind of skimmed on the top of the surface. But, folks, what we got going on this weekend, and we've already got our new imagery coming. A very, very talented artist is making some new logos, some new banners. We're in talks, of course. Like I said, we're wrapping up on the song. The song should be done any day now. And as far as just getting everything all together the way you want to see it with our producer, we are interviewing a few people and kind of coming down to the last wire here on one or two candidates. But realistically, like Crap said, the last time we were doing this, it took actually 2.5, 3 months, maybe 4 months, but we weren't live. Now we're doing it while we're live, which is great because realistically, I'd like to keep the audience in tune. You guys need to know what's happening. This is your show. It's your show. We're just here to provide a little entertainment. So, Crap, with that being said, at midnight tonight, my friend, is Black Ops 4. And the world wants to know not how many licks it takes to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll Pop, but is CrapGamer going to be playing Black Ops in the next 24 hours? The world wants to know.
Well, you know what? I put out a Twitter poll, and it's 50-50. So that's no real help.
That does not help.
I'm trying to mooch it. There's still an outside chance of that. Problem is, you can't mooch them a game until it's actually released. Right. So we're not really sure. I'm not really sure yet. I'm hoping that I was hoping it'd be easier to decide what to do because so far, 50-50 on the poll. Somebody's iffy on the mooch. So we'll have to see. It looks interesting. I get that itch. You know what I mean? It's just
well, here's the thing. I think that even if you don't end up getting it day one for any purpose at all, any reason, I think that this is a game that you kind of want to have in your collection because, look, whether people say there's a few people I know that have just flat out said to me, Mooch, listen, I'm done. I'm done with Battle Royale. I don't want anything to do with it. I don't play Fortnite. I don't play PUBG. I'm just done with it. Well, for those people, Crap, this next line doesn't really mean anything to them. But for you and me that kind of play it like in between and on the go and, you're between games or you're waiting for, like, let's say we had a 10 o'clock startup time. We're going to play whatever and we're going to stream. And, I can't get there to like 10:15. It's 9:45. You got a half an hour. Why wouldn't you just kick that on and play 2-3 rounds of Battle Royale? Because it's a fast-paced yet tactical game. I think a lot of people are psyched about it, Crap. I'm seeing, I purposefully copied and tweeted out people that were saying that they were on the fence and they're buying it and did a couple of roll my eyes and you kind of chuckled at it because to be honest with you, it is funny. Yeah. It's funny. It happens every year. I'm not buying Call of Duty. I've had it. I'll take 2, please. And you're like, what?
I mean, well, I'm not taking 2.
Well, no, but I mean, I'll take 2. Supersized Call of Duty right here. Table 6.
I mean, look, here's the thing. I've been playing more Call of Duty. My friends and Hellhammer and I, we've all been playing some Call of Duty. Mostly been playing World War II. But I did like the Blackout beta. So I mean, if I can mooch it, hey, I'd love to actually kind of test it out and play it. It's like, here's the thing. World War II. Like I paid money for that, and I felt like I didn't really get my money in for that until recently. I beat the campaign, loved it. Haven't played the zombies because I'm not really big into the zombie stuff. But I didn't really play the multiplayer that much. I think I was level 10 or something. Nothing real spectacular. Well, now I'm prestiged on there. That's how much I've been playing it lately. So, I've been enjoying the hell out of it. I think it's a good game. The problem is I only really want to play Blackout.
Right.
I'm not really interested in any of the other stuff. I wish they would sell Blackout.
You say that crap, but if me and you were talking about possibly getting into streaming, me and you and two others that we randomly pick, whether it be Patreon folks, which, by the way, I don't want to lose my track of thought, but WRZ Cup, your big Brownie fan, the Browns fan, he is, as of this week or next, he says he is going to be a Patreon subscriber, a member.
Wait, the Browns have fans?
Yes, believe it or not, they found one.
Wow, they found one. Holy crap.
And he also likes Mooch and Crap.
Wow, that's wow. There's people that like Mooch and Crap.
Yes.
Wow.
Can you believe it, people? Hey,
yes,
speaking of that, Carlos Torres in the chat, shout out to him. He says, Mooch, you're great, and Crap, let's go Pats. I love how people take a zing at you, Crap.
Yeah, I mean, look, hey, the Patriots are going to get worked. They're playing Mahomes and them Chiefs, boy. They're going to get rolled over. And, I think it's going to be a fantastic game, but I still think, man, like if you're looking at up and coming quarterbacks, you've got to look at that Goff guy, and for the Rams, you've got to look at that Mahomes kid. You got to look at the Wentz guy. I know you probably don't care about Wentz, but those are those up and coming quarterbacks. Right. You know what I mean? Yeah. If you're Brady, man, you got to be just looking and saying, damn, man, my time has come and passed.
Listen, I'm not a Brady hater. I think Brady put it, whatever he did. But like realistically, we hit 41, 42.
He's such a bum, though.
Kind of over.
Yeah, that guy's what a bum. Like honestly, like here's the thing, right? Like,
sports.
Do you really think that people like Barry Bonds? He's been retired for a long time in baseball. Why isn't he in the Hall of Fame? Because there's questions about the things that he did to be as good as he was. Right. If you look at him, his rookie year, he was like a little skinny guy. And then all of a sudden, years and years later, when he's much older, all of a sudden he's buff and is knocking 70, 80 home runs a year, like there's a Mark McGwire too, all those guys. Tom Brady has all kinds of those little asterisks by his name. Like his first Super Bowl was based off of them stealing signals at, viewing a practice. And mysteriously, the NFL burned all the tapes. They deflate the footballs. Yeah, they beat the Colts anyway, but they beat the Ravens the previous week, and the Ravens were the ones that tipped off about the possible deflations, right? And they only barely beat the Ravens the week before. So, to me, and he destroys his phone and all that. Like there's more. I think that imagine if NFL professional football had the type of punishments that college football's had. You vacate championships, you lose playoff eligibility. Imagine that. Imagine how people considered the Patriots to be this great team if they weren't eligible for playoffs for 10 years or 15 years. You know what I mean? And they had to vacate some championships, because I think that's what they should do. And that's just, my opinion, but still, yes. I could go on and on about how bad they are, dude. And it's not just because it's like we always, we beat them, they beat us. It's just they're scummy. Right, like when we won the championship in 2012, Tom Brady did this kick slide where he tried to real high, tried to kick Ed Reed, and there's pictures of that. I've seen Brady get hit, and he literally got hit before he threw the ball, gets knocked down or whatever, throws a temper tantrum on the ground at the ref because there was no flag, and then gets a flag. Like that's the kind of stuff like you just can't respect that. I also, going back to even when they played the Giants, he refused to shake Eli's hand after they got beat. That's just real scumbag stuff right there. I'm not a fan of those guys, and but we can talk about other stuff, non-sports related stuff.
Well, non-sports. I was gonna say, shout out to Jez. Jez is in the chat. Jez goes, I go, what's up? What are you playing? He goes, well, nothing much. I'm just bored seeing what's going on. And then he goes, by the way, Barry White Mooch is the greatest Mooch. Yeah. I might have to get those settings back, Crap.
Dude, I
can bring it back and be like,
I couldn't stop laughing.
Baby. Yeah,
I couldn't stop laughing, dude. Yeah. It was hilarious because, we were all laughing and you fixed it. Yeah. And then, when we got back a little bit later, then it was like, hey, it's me, Mooch. And people were like, that's Mooch. So yeah, it's like, it's pretty funny stuff.
Well, I was trying to figure everything out. Like, literally, here's the thing: you always like to have a test run. You go through this or that, blah blah blah. And I just didn't have time yesterday, and it was all 13th hour, and I just went from not even experimenting anything. I don't even think I had YouTube. I didn't have none of my passwords. Nothing was all set up. Nothing at all. Went right into it blind. And of course, what did you guys get? The one and only Barry White Mooch. Listen. Yeah. Barry White Mooch might make a comeback. Who knows? It might happen. I do want to say, John X Gamer, he says, "Hey, Mooch Crap, if you guys still need someone from MNC, I might be that guy. Let me know." John, get a hold of me or Crap on Twitter. DM us, whatever, and we are conducting interviews, so we would be more than happy to have a word with you.
Yes.
So you never know.
I know some OBS and stuff, though, for sure.
Yeah, OBS is a must. Barry White Mooch, yes. I got to figure out. I don't even know how I messed it up, but somehow I got to bring it back. Crap.
Yeah, it was pretty damn hilarious.
You have Johnny podcast. I'll be doing Barry White Mooch on Xbox Nation occasionally, apparently.
Oh, absolutely. I think you should definitely do that, because people would absolutely love that. I think
Barry White Mooch. That's great. I love it.
Yeah.
Xbox. Look at these. We got a lot of great people here tonight, guys. Do hit the like button. Definitely hit out and retweet the link. Let people know, all you famous folks out there in the chat. Let people know where Mooch and Crap are, because we're talking video games. Crap.
After we talked about some sports a little bit.
Well, listen. Look at that sports segment was brought to you by Crap's anger for Tom Brady. That's a new cereal out. It's just a bunch of CrapGamer little icons kicking the ball. Laces out, Tom.
Yeah, I'm not a fan, man. I'll be happy. You know what? Here's the thing. Growing up, I wasn't a fan of Dan Marino either. I hated that guy. So when he retired, man, I threw a big old party. If you
write a book, Crap, you should write it on the things you've hated. It'll be a much larger book.
John Elway, hated him. Brady hate him. Roethlisberger hate him. Just there's a lot of hate in it. I think hate is a big part of the NFL, to be honest with you.
Absolutely. It's what gets you to tune in every week. You're actually there more to hate than to root for your own team.
For sure, man. For sure.
So he says, okay, I'm already following Crap on Twitch, so I'll reach him after the show is finished. That's fine, John. Check him out as what is it, Crap? What is your Twitter tag? I've known you for so long. It's like cell phones.
_CrapGamer.
Right, like the Ohio State, but with CrapGamer.
Yes.
Anyway.
Better than Ohio State.
So it's funny, Crap, getting back into gaming. I was saying to you before the show, I had a little bit of an issue with one of my Xbox One X's, and you had said that maybe the issue was more of an Xbox Live problem. So anyways, I come home, I'll tell the audience. I come home, I strike it on, I said I want to play a little Forza before the show. I go on, and basically it's kind of a blanket entry screen, almost like when you just get your X or your S. And so I go, and it didn't have me logged in. It said, "Sorry, Mooch, can't log in." So I go in to do the usual thing in settings, go up, click on my name, says it's logging me in, does a little pinwheel thing, still nothing. So it doesn't recognize me, myself, but it has all my games. It has the games and apps all loaded up. All that's there, but won't let me play them because I'm not technically signed in. And what I ended up doing, folks, was I went and I thought maybe this is attributed to the update that they're pushing out right now for the avatars. I thought maybe just something got messed up. So I went in, Crap, and I did a subtle restore reboot. I didn't do the one that was the full reboot. I kept the games and apps, and I just did the one where it resets it, basically wipes it out, and then reinstalls all the software and uploads any new updates. Did that, and it fixed it. So I don't know if anyone else is having that problem in the past 24 to 48 hours when they've been pushing out this new update or anything like that. But I just want to let everybody know that if you do the subtle restore, it does solve the problem. It did for me anyways.
Well, you know what? Yeah, it could be. I mean, I guess that could have been it. But usually when it happens, when it won't let you sign in, the real problem is the fact that it could be Xbox Live. Right, or where it just won't sign you and doesn't recognize you or whatever. So usually that can correct itself after a little bit. But it's always such a pain in the ass to do the system restores, especially for me because I game share. So basically, Hellhammer has to re-sign in, and I don't know his password, and he doesn't know mine. So I have to sign in on his. He signs in on mine,
right?
And because I buy all the games, but his is set as my home Xbox.
Yes.
So you know what I mean? Because that's how game sharing works.
When it comes to gaming, we want to have an honorary Mooch put into the Hall of Fame. We're gonna have to put Hellhammer in there, and he put worth absolutely almost no effort at all, except being related to you.
Yes, I mean, what a lucky thing, huh? I mean,
guy.
Honestly, man, 6 out. I think he would own 10 games if it weren't for me. Like, there's no lie. Almost 700 games we have, and I think he would own 10 if it weren't for me. So
this is true, Crap. A lot of people.
Well, he might own a little bit. Well, I don't know. Yeah, he does have Xbox Live Gold, so he would probably own a little bit more than that. But as far as like new games and stuff, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Have a large amount of games. So
can we expect Crap to have a new avatar when they see him on Xbox Live, or are you?
Well, I'm gonna wait for the new stuff that we're getting done now.
Yeah,
for the M&C show before I do that. I don't know if I'm really interested in those avatars look weird to me.
They do. Like, well, I thought they look good when you're in the developer stage, when you're actually making them and creating the creator studio. It looks really great there. Doesn't look so good in Xbot. Xbot 448's in the chat. Xbot, you had your avatar as the new creation when you were in the alpha. If you can answer Xbot in the chat, did you keep that? I think you changed it back, but I'm not 100%. A lot of people I saw that made it also changed it back.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I remember Jamie Moran, him showing off his old one and his new one. And his new one just looked ridiculously bad.
It was real bad.
Yeah. So I mean, that's not a knock on him. It's just I don't think I get what they were going for with them, but I'm not sure that they're exactly where people would want them to be. I guess that's how to kind of say that. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean. I don't see a lot of people keeping it. I think realistically, I think the avatar thing is great for when they come out with games like 1 versus 100, or we get back into Full House Poker. But to sit here and say that the avatar, now that you can put these other images up, I just think the images are more expressive of yourself, more representative of the individual. So I don't know. The avatar, it gets old quick. I mean, look at people on Twitter. People that don't have YouTube or something that's significant to an icon, people are switching their Twitter pictures all the time, Crap.
Yeah.
So people want to constantly change it. So no matter if you turn your avatar to the left or you turn your avatar to the right, it's still your avatar.
Yeah.
So, there you go. See, Xbox says, no, sir, I went back. So new supporters can find me easily on Xbox Live. Exactly, Xbox. And I don't blame you.
Yeah, I don't blame you either. Like, I get what they're going for. And I think that there's going to be a lot of people that love those new avatars.
Yeah.
But for me personally, it's not my bag, baby.
Yes. Tim Brewster in the chat, he says, does your OLED allow Dolby Vision through Xbox? Because when I did this reboot crap, I did get the new update came through. Yeah. And so I went through and made sure that the 4K and everything was on there. To answer your question, Tim, yes, my OLED, when I clicked on Dolby Vision, it accepted it, and I got a green check mark. So,
nice.
Yeah, but here's my thing, though, Crap. Dolby Vision on what?
I think Netflix has some stuff for Dolby Vision, to be honest with you. I think that might be the only one.
Pretty soon, they're going to have a Marvel Mooch and Crap series that's on Netflix that nobody wants to watch.
I'm telling you, dude, people will watch. They'll watch.
Of course they'd watch. I'm just waiting for Stan Lee to give me a call.
Yeah, he's busy being taken advantage of by family and friends.
Yeah, he's very active on Twitter. God bless him. Guys, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell button, hit some buttons.
Yes, please. Please hit some buttons, share it out, all that kind of stuff.
Let people know we're here.
Blackout, it's a thing.
Listen, Crap, I'm in. I'm all in. I've been saying it for a while. I'm a big fan of this. I like Battle Royale. There's something about it I like. The problem was there were things about PUBG. It was just too long of a game. It was like 45 minutes a round, or it was sometimes going longer if you're in the top 5. Fortnite, I had fun with it for a while, but the sheer fact that Fortnite, to me, it's 6 seasons in, and it's just not evolving at a speed that I would want, So for me, Fortnite got a little stale. I think this is refreshing. I mean, in 2-3 months when we talk about it, Crap, we'll see how hype level is still doing, and has it become boring because they're only going to have one map. But I think with the money that's going into this, they're going to have support for a good year or change.
Well, yeah, if you look at it, and actually what I thought was funny was based on like some of the pre-hype and stuff like that, there's a lot of people, the sales estimates have raised by different things. So this is what they had to say about it. It says, what do you get when you take the largest annual gaming franchise on Earth and combine it with the most popular new game mode? They believe the answer is upside, is an upside. We're raising our EPS to reflect higher Call of Duty Black Ops 4 units and digital in-game revenue based on confidence in the core game and its accompanying Battle Royale mode. Blackout early gamer and critical feedback on Blackout beta has been positive. The Blackout mode YouTube trailer comments, for example, are favorable with a 20-to-1 likes to dislike ratio. Based on the positivity around the core game and Blackout, we're raising our Call of Duty unit estimate to 23.5 million and increasing the estimated digital revenue contribution from the game for this year and next year as well. So they're predicting almost 24 million, up from 21 million.
Yeah. Did you see also, and I can't say that it was Forbes. Thank you, Knox, in the chat. Appreciate that like and share. I don't know if it was Forbes, but it was a reputable company that did an analysis, and they said that the games that would sell best by the end of December, and everybody thought it was going to be Red Dead Redemption, and actually it was Black Ops. Yeah. Black Ops 4 came in number 1 on that.
Surprisingly, I mean, Jamie Brand just tweeted his avatar.
Oh, did he? Yeah. Let me see. And not that I like to leave the show. I just got to see it really quick because, it's terrible, Jamie, and it's not your fault. Say it with me. It's not your fault.
Yes, it's
not your fault.
But his arms look giant. Look at the arms, man. I don't know.
I don't know what it is. One of those like kids shows. It's the face is just, it's too, it looks like it's an XCOM kind of. I don't know. And I know I say that because Jamie loves XCOM.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. I really, really think that, what is it? A show right now that I have show for Crap. Well, there you go, Crap. And I'd like to say that I hope Sin Vendetta doesn't mind. Sin Vendetta just wrote me because he goes, I don't think you have your DM open to him. Hey, Mooch, pass on to Crap while you're on the show right now that I have a $70 digital code for Crap to get Black Ops 4. I would give him directly, but with the code, but it's not available, and I don't have Discord. So shout out to Sin Vendetta he said he would hook you up because he knows you don't like the, what is it called there? He knows you don't like Sekiro that he's getting me. So he said, I'll hook up.
Sweet. Yeah. Guess what, man? Sin Vendetta. I just opened it up, man.
There you go. That is a very generous gift by Sin. Thank you, Sin.
Open for mooching is what the message that I just sent him live. That's how you mooch, folks.
Yes.
Like, hell yeah. I will download. Actually, that's perfect because that'll let me download it tonight.
Yes.
And I'll be able to play it tomorrow. So hell yeah, man. That's much appreciated. Thank you guys very much. Rock and roll. I guess that solves that.
Well, there you go. Yes. I'd like to say that I'm going to go ahead and take a bit of that credit.
Yeah.
And I'll leave in this there, Crap. I got to do a few of those for you because, to be honest with you, you've given me some games. So I feel like I'm not paying it forward because Sin paid for it.
Yeah.
But nonetheless.
I pay. Here's the funny thing, man. I actually do, and I don't want credit for that, but I give a lot of people games. You know what I mean? I get a hold of stuff, and so I do my best to help people out as well.
Absolutely.
And it just depends on what's coming out and what's going on, whether or not I'm able to get everything. I try to, but hey, life happens and stuff comes up. And
are you saying that life finds a way?
Life finds a way. Yes,
he certainly does.
It does. So I definitely will appreciate that. And it's a
great guy, huge, big time gamer. Is that Sin Vendetta Crap? He's he's ultimately the guy. When he plays a game, he plays the disc till the damn thing sweats. Okay.
Yeah, I mean that's awesome, man. It is very much appreciated though. People like just think that whatever, but yeah, man, for sure, definitely appreciate it. Look, I was just reading that thing that you were talking about where the Black Ops 4 is actually more looked at according to the Nielsen ratings.
Nielsen, thank you.
Yes, Nielsen. Than say Red Dead 2. Now, will that change? Do you think Red Dead 2 is going to sell more?
Do I think that here's the all right, so let me answer your question. In the short term, and that's why I think they're very safe to say for 2018. No, it won't, Crap. I think Black Ops will win 2018, but just like any other amazing Rockstar game, Crap, Red Dead Redemption 2 is going to sell well right into 2019.
Yeah.
So 2019 sales numbers. Look at GTA 5. It's still like it rotates between 5 and 7 slot in the top 10 for the past decade. You know what I mean? It's there all the time. So I think that overall sales, Red Dead Redemption 2 will beat Black Ops 4 overall lifetime. As far as the metrics of this year, I think Black Ops will win because it just has that. It's that thing that you saw all day on Twitter today. I'm not buying it. Screw that game.
Yeah.
I'll take a supersized Call of Duty, please.
Well,
with a Big Mac.
I'm kind of like that myself, right? Like I was like, I'm not going to get it. I'm not going to get it. I played it. It's fun. Hey, I'm human. Like a lot of people will go, oh, well, that's hypocritical or whatever. Look, people are human. You know, like I'm not really interested in the other stuff. I'm more interested in the blackout mode.
That's right.
You know, like a smooth PUBG. That sounds fantastic to me. You know, and Call of Duty has smooth gameplay. You can never take that away. It might have a lot of BS involved with it, but it's very smooth, and and I like that. I think that that's something that they've done every single time. You know, they always do a great job with being able to get out that 60 FPS, smooth gameplay, good Twitch shooting. You know what I mean? Yes. Like I mentioned the other day, PUBG and even Fortnite. Also aside from those being third person, I know you can switch PUBG to first, but it's a nightmare. You go to do something like aim or whatever, especially in PUBG, and your guy switches shoulders. You know what I mean? Like that's cost me a lot. You go to get in a car and like you've seen that, you get stuck in some kind of glitch or whatever.
Everything's just real clunky stuff. I understand that it's smoother than where we see. They were actually genius. You guys don't realize this. Bluehole was genius. What they did was they made the clunkiest, rubber bandiest, graphically subparist game of all time, and then they kept on making it a little bit better and a little bit better and a little bit better, and now we're at a point where we're like, come on, Mooch, it's great.
Yeah,
it's not great. It's not.
I get why some people like it. You know what I mean? Clunky. It's just it is.
It feels like a $30. You know, games feel. You ever? You know, it's funny. Honest to God, you know when something just doesn't feel right. You know what I'm saying? And it feels like it's a $30 game. It just feels like it's a budget title. And it is what it is. And, I bet if Bluehole was sitting here right now, they'd be like, well, it is a budget title. Well, all right. Well, then mission accomplished. But realistically, I think when you have competitors that come out and try to make the same thing you're making, and then theirs feels like buttery smooth, listen, Crap, you have to understand something. I have a very good friend of mine. He's big time into military tactical games, much like Predator. And I actually gifted him a PUBG code. And this is right when it first came out, maybe a month after. And he's like, hey, thanks, man. That's really, really cool of you. And so he was playing Fortnite all the time. So he goes, oh, yeah, let's see what the buzz is all about. So he goes and he plays PUBG. And so I noticed like 2 nights later after I give it to him, I look on my friends list and he's playing Fortnite. And I'm like, did you forget something? I just gave you PUBG. Let's play. He's like, well, if you're playing, I'll play with you. But he goes, I'll be honest with you. That game is a mess. And I'm like, and I mean, and it was funny because Xbox, shout out to Xbox, who was on Crossfire a few weeks ago. Crap. Remember what he said? He said, come on, Mooch, they made it. It's better now. It is better now. But realistically, I think when you get home from a long day's work and you want to play a game, there's just too many things that are just buggy about that game. And that's why I say I'm very excited because I like Battle Royale. And Fortnite's a little too similar after 6 seasons. PUBG was a little too just a mess. This might be the perfect harmony. We'll find out. I'll let you guys know in a week. You'll know in a week. I'm not going to keep my mouth shut on. I'm going to talk about it.
Yeah, and that makes sense. Like I like me too. If I think I'll end up playing it just because I like those type of games. Like a Battle Royale game that actually works. Sign me up because I like the idea behind Battle Royale. So the fact that and update he did send me a card, I'll be damned.
Yeah. Oh no, Sin's word is as good as the day the calendar was printed on. Yeah.
Oh, I definitely know. Yeah, and I appreciate that. Yeah, definitely that Sekiro game I have no interest in that. I feel like that's a stroke waiting to happen.
Well, so me and Sid, the relationship I have in gaming with him is we're big Souls fans, and he's really got me into it, along with Scythe Effects and Luca. To be honest with you, it's kind of like the four of us. It's me, Scythe, Sin, and Luca. We kind of
God bless you guys.
We do what we can, right? We'll send you 4 little Christmas ornaments.
Yes.
That's great. But I think that now, Crap, listen, you did a video today and kind of caught me by surprise.
Yeah.
You know, the whole Xbox may have other hardwares.
Yeah, because what happened was, like, somebody had messaged me and they go, well, you know, Microsoft is they're patenting some new stuff with screens and possibly controller buttons and things like that. And I'm like, okay, that's very interesting, because when Phil Spencer said multiple devices, a lot of people just assume that you're going to get some kind of little dealie that you set on your thing or whatever. But here's the thing. Sony had PlayStation TV or whatever it was, right? Where you could play games or whatever, and it came with a controller. What if Microsoft has been cozying up to Nintendo? A lot of people assume Microsoft wants to go with Nintendo and put stuff on the Switch. It makes sense, right? Because let's face it, this whole stream thing, people are like, oh, it's the future. But I don't really think that the average person wants to go everywhere they go holding an Xbox controller and putting it in that little cradle for their phone. Right. No. Also, touchscreen is not indicative of a good experience for those type of games. So you have to have a way for people to actually want to play games. That's why the 3DS has managed to do so well, even though we have phone games. Phone games are always going to do well. But how can you tout big games and AAA type games on the go if you have no real way to control them, right? Right. So that's a bit of a problem. So there's rumors of a new Surface type phone. There's that this Scarlet thing could possibly be a bit of a hybrid thing, right? Where you can hook it up to your TV and you can also take it on the go. So that's just a little something that I heard. And then I was watching this Digital Foundry thing, or it might have been a Eurogamer thing, same thing, and they were talking about how Microsoft could possibly do something like that, and that they've heard something similar to that. So I was like, okay, so there's been multiple people that have been talking about this. Now, will that happen for sure? I don't know. It's just a rumor right now. Right. But to top that off, today, there was the rumor that Sony might do that as well, right? So, and that was according to this article. PlayStation 5 may launch with a portable device. According to the article, Sony might be planning a tablet that would connect to multiple devices as online streaming of games become more widespread, and that the company seeks to derive ever greater synergies between its games and movies divisions. So definitely bigger than a PlayStation or a Vita 2.0. They didn't call it a gaming device or use the word handheld, which brings gadgets like the 3DS and Vita to mind. They called it a tablet, which casts a very wide net. Tablets are multi-purpose devices. Yes, you can game on them, but they're where you watch Netflix, stream music, and catch up with your social media feeds. And they also talk about Project xCloud and how Microsoft is planning to do that. So if anybody's paying attention, that's what you have. You have both, and this isn't the first time that Sony and Microsoft had paid attention to what Nintendo was possibly doing, right? Like, why wouldn't Microsoft take it? And look, I know everybody's like, oh, a streaming box for, I think people were like $100, but imagine this doesn't have to be a full-on Switch where it has to have components in there that run games. You just need to be able to stream stuff. Like $150 could be, that's still cheap.
I liked your point in your video, and I think you reiterated it right now. I liked how you said, listen, we don't want to have that wacky thing with our phone and a controller. People don't really travel that way, crap.
Yes.
But I liked how you said if they had something like the Switch where it already had the controller built in, that's something that I can kind of wrap my mind around, So I think that you may be onto something there. But I got to say, man, isn't it funny? But listen, we're only we're spectating.
That's what we do. I mean,
that's what we do.
Yeah, this is totally new, different stuff than we talked about yesterday. And that was kind of the goal, was we wanted to have different stuff to talk about. And this is kind of juicy stuff. And both PlayStation and Microsoft doing something like this, that's very interesting.
Funny how everybody was so critical of Nintendo doing this, though. How can they have a hybrid? How could they do it?
Yeah.
And now we're talking maybe PlayStation and Xbox doing the same thing with, streaming capabilities, not cartridges.
Yeah. I think that's definitely a very interesting thing for Microsoft to do. I think it would catch a lot of people by surprise because you could still have it and hook it up to your TV, right?
Yeah.
But you could also take it with you on the go. And isn't that what Microsoft is all about these days? You know what I mean? Like, to me, that just makes too much sense. And how dare Microsoft make sense?
Yeah. I like to shout out to So Shady in the chat. Toss a controller and a couple of AA batteries in the glove box. Let's do this picnic.
Yeah.
I don't it's weird. It is weird traveling with a controller. I don't know why. A flat tablet surface sliding in and out of a book bag. Look, again, a lot of this traveling and playing games while my feet are moving. Look, maybe Mooch is just not coming around. But
old school.
Yeah, I'm old school, I guess. I leave my Switch docked 99.9%.
I do too.
Of the time.
I leave it docked. I don't take I get that people do take it around. To me, it's cumbersome. Like, I have believe it or not, like the few times that I've gamed, like when I was somewhere, portable, I have a 2DS XL and a Vita that I take, and I love those things. They're great for portable gaming.
Right.
So I have no problem gaming on those. There's actually some damn good games on on the 2DS, 3DS thing. So yeah, man, I love handheld gaming. I'll even play like in a podcast, right? If there's a lot of people and I don't get a lot of talking, I'll boot up that 3DS or that 2DS. You know what I mean? Play some Smash Brothers or Mario Kart, or there's so many good games for it.
Now you know what Crap was doing those weeks on Crossfire.
No, dude, if there's a ton of people, that's just, it just makes sense for me to kind of, keep my mind sane. You know what I mean? Like, I try to be as involved as I can, but it's like when there's or whenever there's like a guest or whatever, like those are like, those are like dead for me because,
I don't want to asking questions and this, but those are far and few between. I've always said this, guys, anyone who's taking notes or listening, you get a lot of guys. It depends on the guests you have. There's some really cool smaller developers that come on shows and they're fun. They talk. Yes. But like whenever you get people like, this week on this show, we've got this executive. And I'm like, oh, that's you might as well read just like a prompter. It's like, what I mean? Or what, it's like a telethon. There's nothing coming. You're not going to watch the Academy Awards and be like, I never knew that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're not going to watch like if Aaron Greenberg, Aaron used to do a lot of like different shows, like bigger channels, smaller channels. I never left one of those being like, you don't say. Crap, did you hear that? Like, it never came out of my mouth because everything they said is in the fine print of every commercial.
Yeah. And you know what? Yeah. And I get that too, like, it's a weird thing, but hey, stuff happens, I don't know. Like,
but what's the deal here, Crap? I did put Xbox versus, they're saying the next quote unquote console wars will take place with Xbox versus Google with the cloud,
I think that's so like.
Is that a bit out there? I know Don's here. He'd love to comment.
Yeah, I think that is so out there for the main reason being is, and maybe 20 years from now that will be the thing, right? But I think that people trying to force this isn't going to help the situation. People, most people are just like, yeah, maybe I'll try it here or there, right? Like if you try to force people to do it, though, I think it's going to get some backlash and people aren't going to be happy. I like my 4K gaming, man. And you have people with, let's not even start with data caps and all that other kind of stuff. Or you have multiple people living in the same house. Can you imagine that trying to game or whatever? I'm a 4K snob now. I admit that. If a game comes out, the first thing I do is check to see if it's X enhanced. I don't, and I know that sounds petty or whatever, but it's not. It's like, I got a big screen TV, HDR, 4K, the whole works. I'm not as good as your OLED, but hey,
4K is 4K, buddy.
Yeah, it is, and it's a game changer because I was like that. I was like, is there really a difference between 1080p and 4K? And like, I'm not a person that I don't go to a bunch of stores and look at TVs, but when I finally did, and I looked at 1080p versus 4K, you can tell a huge difference. That's the difference. There's no difference between 900p and 1080p on a 1080p screen because it's literally like the same thing. Now 1080p to 4K, that's a huge difference. That's why, and I hate to say this, Forza Horizon 4, I'm playing 4K 60 or 4K 30, excuse me. And I don't regret it. I think it's smooth. I think it still plays good. I'm one of those guys that I guess I care most about frame rates and shooters and stuff.
Yeah.
And I thought I did with the races, but that game is just so good looking at 4K. I just didn't want to. It felt like such a big, like if it was 1440p that it went down to at 60, yeah. I think I would play it at that. But that 1080p, it makes it look, not as appealing to me. So yeah, I know that a lot of people don't do that, and they're going to be like, "Oh, CrapGamer does what?" But yeah, I just
that's how I felt with. You know what, Crap? I can't believe I'm saying this. Maybe it's because I'm hanging out with Alan Walsh so much. I don't know what's going on, Crap. I got Forza fever. I got Forza fever. I got Forza fever. It's got to be something.
Fever.
Yeah. I don't. I got a fever. And the only thing that can help me is more Forza.
Yeah.
So I mean, right? I don't know what it is, Crap. I can't. I stayed up purposefully last night. I had an update. I had that bit of an issue with the Xbox I was telling you about. And then I got it going. I just had to play the game. And I don't know. I don't know what the hell's going on. I don't know what the hell's going on. I love this game. I'm having so much fun with it. I'm not putting in 16 hours a day, folks. I'm putting in about 45 minutes, an hour and a half at most. But it's just that kind of game that I can pick it up and I can just play it and I can put it down. Chad Main says Forza put me to sleep last night. Don't know why. I don't either, Chad, unless you're pulling an all-nighter. No idea.
I couldn't even begin to guess why.
Right? I'm going 160 miles an hour. I'm like, I am not falling asleep. But yeah, I keep getting back to your point is I'm having a hard time. We have a lot of our friends on YouTube that are like, Mooch, you really should be trying the performance mode. You should be doing the 60 frames. And I did. I tried it because, don't knock it till you try it. God forbid. But isn't that crazy? As a people now you have to spend like zillions of dollars just so you can voice your opinion. Because the minute you say something, you're like, no, I don't want ketchup on my hot dog. Have you ever had it? Don't you knock it till you try it. I guess I'll have ketchup. You know what I mean? It's like I can't even. Come on.
Well, I mean, for me, like especially when I played Tomb Raider, right? So many people were like, "What do you play that on?" I'm like 4K 30. Like that game is gorgeous, probably the best looking game I've ever seen. There's such a hit in the performance mode. Like I noticed also, and this isn't a knock on anybody, that a lot of the people that choose the performance modes tend to game on PC a lot too. So maybe they're more, you know what I mean? Like that.
I put it to the test, Crap. I played Forza 4 once. I played it once on the PC that I built, and I played it at, I think it was locked 72 frames and at 2K, 1440p.
Yeah.
And I got news for you. It's beautiful. It looked nice, but I preferred sitting on my couch playing 4K 30. I don't know. Maybe I'm just accustomed to that. But realistically, I had fun last night just playing on my couch, and I love 4K 30.
Yeah.
The 1080 60. It just I felt it was such a degrade in the quality of the visuals. Crap, it was too much. It was too much to leave 4K.
Yeah,
too much.
I agree. I agree 100%. I thought, they really just, the game looks phenomenal. And hey, anybody can choose to play it however they want. I guess
Absolutely.
if I were to play competitively, I'd probably play the 60 frames.
There's no wrong way to play the game.
Yeah, I agree 100%, man. I think it's just up to the people what they want to do. You know what I mean? So, so I would like to get people's opinions on what they play. Like, what do you guys in the chat? What do you guys do? You guys play at 4K 30 or do you guys play at 1080p 60? If you have an X, let us know in the chat because I would actually really like to know.
Yeah.
Let's see. Cubo says I play Tomb Raider and Horizon at 4K 30. Yep, I can definitely see that. Chad Main says I have a 4K Samsung, but when I go to a brother's house playing the X on his TV, you really can't tell. It looks clean. The only difference is my TV has HDR and his doesn't. Yeah. Vladdy Putin says 4K in home console all day. Shady says 60. Rob says 60. Mojo's 4K 100. Oh, Mr. 100 says 4K 30.
Yeah.
Johnny Blaze 4K 30. Kiwi Overkill 4K 30. WR Cups 4K 30. Let's see. Tryhard fan apparently he's one of those PC guys though. So, yeah, Gilliam plays 4K 30. Scott like 60.
I thought Tryhard was all
TRK.
PlayStation.
I think he's PlayStation and PC. AP Cool J is 4K 30. Mad Max 4K 30. Most people, I'm guessing 90% of the people are 4K 30.
Yeah,
that's very interesting. Interesting.
It doesn't surprise me that much at all, Crap, to be honest with you. I think that's why people bought in on this.
Yeah.
You got Phil and Aaron running around the whole year before when it was still Scorpio and telling you that, 4K TV, this and that. It was a boom. It was a booming market for the 4K. Look at it, a lot of 4K 30s in the chat. Yeah. But yeah, it is what it is. I think that's the way to go. It's funny, talking about the technology and the way things are going. Did you see the Albert Pinello tweet that came out today?
Yeah, about his friends, helping friends or whatever.
Yeah, well, he was also mentioning how people are always quick to disregard new technology and say that's going to fail. And then he's like, then those people, when the item actually works, they'll say either nothing and disappear, or they'll go on to the next new technology that's going to quote unquote fail. I mean, Microsoft really made a mistake in using the words cloud streaming or cloud technology back in 2013. It was a little, as we know now, Crap, it was a little far out there.
Yeah.
But realistically, it is a thing. It was definitely going to be a thing. They just kind of spoke too quickly.
Yeah, I agree.
That's why when people are like, this Google cloud gaming is never going to work. It is going to work. Well, it may not be for you.
For me, the Google Cloud stuff means I don't even know what's that really going after. You know what I mean? Is that's a browser type gaming? You know what I mean?
I think they're going for the same person right now, the exact same customer, Crap, that's playing Fortnite on a tablet or phone. That's who they're going for.
I mean, they could be going after that
or a Chromebook.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a lot of kids ask for that for Christmas nowadays. They ask for Chromebooks because they can. It's a small laptop, Google Chrome.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So, it is what it is. Shout out to Yobi Dren. Yobi is just absolute, unbelievably, just a great person. I don't know.
Yeah, he is a great guy.
He says, peace, love, life, Moochie Crap. Playing Witcher 3 at 4K settings on the X1X. Sending you, gents, lots of love from me to you all. Question: what features do you want the next-gen consoles to have that we don't have yet? Hashtag love. One love right to you too, Yobi.
Good question. You know what? First of all, I will give you an answer, but I also want to say, please bring all the features that we currently have with us to the next gen.
For the love of God.
Last gen, the 360 really hit its stride. We had all these great features, and same thing the PS3 had less. But when we jumped into this gen, the PS4 and Xbox One theoretically had really went backwards. They took a step back with their features. We couldn't stream music in the background anymore. We couldn't do a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So I would actually like to see them bring picture in picture.
Yes, please.
Yes, I would like to see him do that. And that's probably the one thing that I really want him to be able to do is bring the picture in picture.
Yeah.
And just that would be it.
Yeah, you kind of stole my number one too, because here's the thing. You can see that Microsoft, they've backpedaled on the Kinect thing. They've backpedaled on a few other things. But the one thing that they've kept with everybody is they've kept with the HDMI in.
Yeah.
So that tells you that they're seeing a lot of people hooking up their cable boxes. Yes, that means all of us from Chicago over to the east, okay, that still have cable boxes. We're using that port. But realistically, I'll tell you, Crap, I really think picture-in-picture is a big deal. I do. And I think that Microsoft really should bring that back and not, work on it so it doesn't overstress the system like it did with Snap. Because Snap was taking up a quarter of your screen. And let's be honest, if you're not using a quarter of my screen for TV, then you're doing something wrong, Crap.
Yeah, I agree 100%. 100%. That's my main thing that I want to see, though, is bring that back. I liked I've kind of liked different aspects of each of their dash updates. I like the one where you could kind of back out of it and still see the game in the little square, the active square in the middle.
Yes.
I really like that, so.
Yeah. No, I'm all right with that. Crap, I can't believe that this kind of went by the radar of both of us here, but PSN name changes came up, okay?
Yeah.
And you had a lot of people jumping around doing jumping jacks, because the article came out and everybody, what does everybody do when an article comes out? They just read the headline, move on to the next. So everyone saw that, and I was like, okay, before I get too excited, something doesn't seem right here. Because the title wasn't a hip hip hooray from, I can't remember who it was. It was Eurogamer or someone that launched it. And crap, the problem is that if you change your name on PlayStation in this, what is it called? Their insider program that they're going to have.
Yeah.
There's a good chance that if you play any games before April 1st, okay, 2018, that your game can be messed up. You may lose your leaderboards. You may lose your save files. There's a lot of variables.
Yeah.
Myself personally, I was looking forward to trying out a new name. Of course, saying Mooch, but just changing it up a little bit.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to do that if it risks when I want to go and pop in Bloodborne. It's going to, ruin the game experience for me.
Yeah, I understand.
So what do you think? I mean, I know it doesn't affect you because you're okay with your name, and I'm okay too. Mine's just the Mooch 78.
Yeah.
So I mean, it is what it is. That's the YouTube channel, so it works. But I'm saying to you that a lot of people didn't think ahead when they were making that. So what about all those folks that were kind of excited right now, and now they're kind of bummed out a little bit? And I don't blame them, because I know a lot of people that are PlayStation fans, crap, and they've said to me basically, I'm definitely not doing it day one. Because I'm not losing. I like playing old games. They're older games on the console. So I'm not going to lose that. So it just goes to show that this seems like something that PlayStation's really trying to do to please their fans. But ultimately, crap, think about this for 2 seconds. If they launch that and it does more harm than good, this could really set something on fire for them, and it would be awful.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think that this is something that their back end was so convoluted. That's a big problem. I think what I'm surprised that they're going forward with this at all.
Yeah.
Where they wouldn't be able to, I hate to say this because I think this was a rumor not long ago, and I guess that's proven wrong now, but it might have been easier for them to just start everybody over and maybe just import your number of trophies or something.
Yes.
Right? Like that maybe would have been the easier way to go, because it seems like the way that they have PSN set up just was not very smart and just not a great way of doing things.
Yeah.
So, it kind of blows my mind that here we are in 2018. You're not even going to be able to do this until 2019. And then only games that were after April 2018 are really going to be 100% able to do this. And there's some games that won't accept it. And there's some games that there's going to have issues and glitches and all kinds of problems. So I think that's a bit of an issue. And that's something that, people are probably going to...
You have to be skeptical of it, crap.
Yeah, I'm completely skeptical. I would never use it. Right? Like I'm good with my name on there.
Well, yours is, you're all set. Even if you could change it and it was perfect, you wouldn't. Shout out to Knox, who says, does that also apply if you've purchased movies or TV shows, things like that? Knox, they've been quite vague. They've been quite vague with this. They've been saying that there's going to be issues. They have a list of issues, but I think they're going to have another list coming out as they get closer to 2019. Yeah. Myself personally, just to recommend, unless things change between now and then, which I don't think they will, I strongly recommend that you guys wait until they at least get to a further stage in their testing, because if you happen to have trophies, or you happen to have anything you could think of, leaderboard charts, games that you like that were saved, movies, TV shows, things can go astray. And not just that, crap. They said any games before April 1st, 2018.
Yeah.
Also may not even incorporate your name change.
Yep.
Right? So if you're CrapGamer now, let's say you wanted CrapGamer 1. I'm just making that up.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, your old one pops up when you're playing an old game. And shout out to Yobi Dren, who's right. Guys, please, we have 340 people here tonight. Hit the subscribe button. Hit that like button. Tweet it out. Let people know you're here. Believe me, people will come if you tell them you're here. That's how this whole thing got built.
It does. And
right?
yeah, and sometimes YouTube's not the best at getting these things out there.
Yeah, like
so
crap.
guys,
You found out Crossfire went live like 4 days after it was over.
Yeah, it was like a couple days later. It was
I
kind of
love
funny.
that was great.
And I hit the bell too. That's the funny part, right? So then it pops up on my phone. I'm like, that's kind of ridiculous. So yeah, make sure you guys hit the bell for, it probably does help more than not hitting it. And share it out and all that kind of good stuff, because we would definitely appreciate it. Tip Top Dalton says, bring custom consoles to Design Lab for Scarlet. Maybe. I mean, that's an idea. I don't know. I think a lot of people would like, don't we live in that day and age now where we could do something like that? Don't you think, Mooch?
Yeah.
Custom designer. I know you wouldn't.
No, it's not my bag.
Yeah, but a lot of people could do that, right?
Yeah. I mean, myself personally, I know a lot of people keep asking custom design this. What you talking about? Custom design consoles crap?
Yeah, custom design consoles.
I mean, first of all, we all know that if you're gonna do that, it's gonna cost an arm and a leg. Right, crap. I mean, it's gonna end up costing a fortune. So a $400 console, custom design, you're probably paying $600 for that bad boy.
Yeah.
What do you call it? Chad Main. Good question for Chad right there. Did anyone pay for microtransactions in Odyssey? I have not. I don't think. Crap. What about you?
No, I haven't paid for anything in that game yet. I rarely pay microtransactions in any game. So yeah, it's not really an issue for me, to be honest with you. So yeah, I play through it. I haven't found it to be as grindy yet as Origins, and so far I've freaking loved it. So yeah.
Well, I mean, personally, I think that I haven't gotten to Odyssey yet. Crap. I don't know. Look, when the hell are we? I mean, I know we could do it. I just don't play games the same way you do, and that's fine. That's not a bash on anything. That's not a bash on me or you. Shout out to Boombastic, who's in the chat. But realistically, I play games. They take me a little bit longer. I go through them a little bit slower. I can't even tell you. I probably won't get to Odyssey until, and Rob, I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play it because I like the era. I really like the era. I like the time, and I liked how they made it more of an RPG. And I missed out on Black Flag, and I'm not gonna miss out on the ships and that kind of naval sea battles that were going on. I like that stuff. So,
yeah.
But nonetheless, crap. I don't know when the hell I'm gonna get around to this. I have no idea when I'm coming around to it. I mean, you got Black Ops is out. I got Forza Fever. You got Red Dead coming out in what? 2 weeks?
Yeah, in a couple weeks. Yeah.
Come on, man. I mean, somebody put more sand in the hourglass. I don't know. I don't know when the hell we're all gonna have time for this. Shout out to Boom, Mr. Boomstick, who's in the chat. Lucky Boom. Boom's retired. I envy that man. That's why you work hard, folks, so you can retire. I can't wait for that. It'll be great. I'd love to wake up, have a full pot of coffee, and start on Odyssey tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, I'm coming around to your way of thinking with maybe they should spread these games out a little bit more, because
just a little.
Here's the thing. I played Spider-Man and I enjoyed it for what it was. I'm not like you. I don't care about getting all the pigeons and all that kind of crap, but I did maybe rush it a little bit. Why? Because I wanted to play Tomb Raider.
Yes.
Then I rushed Tomb Raider a little bit.
You did.
Why? Because I wanted to play Forza Horizon. And now, I'm Forza Horizon. Thankfully, is a game you can just get back into at any point.
Yes.
And not have to worry about relearning mechanics. But then Assassin's Creed Odyssey came out, and I'm playing that. And now Blackout's coming out, and I'm going to be playing that.
How many hours are you into Odyssey, crap?
Maybe 6, 7. So now I'm still pretty early in the game. So yeah.
What do you think it's good? I think you got a 40-hour runtime, to be honest with you.
Yeah, probably. Origins was like a 40-some-hour game, to be honest with you. So yeah, I could definitely see that be this kind of hitting up on that. Hey, hit that like button, guys. Let's see if we can't get to 170 likes. That'd be great, huh?
Yeah. Let's go for 200, will you?
Yeah, that would be eventually, Mooch. Eventually, we'll get there. But I just wanted them to be able to, get us up there. We'll build it up or whatever. So I wanted to talk a little bit about this Astrobot VR game. Right now, this is the highest rated VR game of all time. I guess this could be considered the killer app, right? I mean, if you think about it,
I guess
according to this, that the game is getting great reviews. and it's sitting at an 89 on Metacritic, which is the highest rated VR game. But on VR Game Critic, the game has a 91, and this is the highest one on record. Do you think that this game could particularly help VR sales? Like people go, huh? Or is it going to raise the needle at all, or no?
Well, so it's a bittersweet answer, Crap. It's going to satisfy the consumers they already have that have the VR. That's literally collecting dust.
Yeah.
Like someone like me who's not using it at all might pick up this game and say, you know what, this is a fun game to play. Do I think a no-name protagonist that nobody's ever heard of, that people are saying is kind of like a Mario clone when we've already played 85,000 Mario games, is going to make somebody run out and not only buy a $40 game, but a $200 to $300 headset with utilities you need for it? No, I don't.
Yeah.
I also did a little bit more. I told you guys I was very excited for Borderlands 2 to come out and in VR, and I still am. But Crap, I'm not going to lie to you. I got to retract my day one. That's going to be something I grab when it hits $20. Which, by the way, it comes out December 14th at $50.
Yeah,
I'll buy it in February when it's $20.
Yeah,
you know,
you know what? You're not wrong for doing that. First of all, if it was co-op, I could understand wanting to go out there and grab it and do that, right? The fact that it's not, and the fact that you know, for me, how can they even do like that game was very boring single player. But I do like the idea of that world in a VR kind of thing. It's just weird to me that you know, they dropped the biggest aspect. Why couldn't they at least do 2-player co-op? You know, I understand 4, but man, 2-player, that's maybe a killer app in and of itself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you. And I know you're a huge fan of VR, and realistically, I think that the reason I think you are the fan that you are is the setup. Your setup. I have family members that have PSVR, and they literally they're like you, Crap. They love VR. Okay,
yeah.
But here's the difference. They have a dedicated game room. Okay, there's nothing else they do in that room. It's a game room, so it's a big room. And then they have their VR in there, and they stand up and they play the VR games, and they have fun with it. I just don't have my house set up that way. It's not that I don't have the room for it, but I don't cater a room only to the VR. They do, and you're not doing that, but you do have a presence in your gaming scenario that makes it. You've said it. When me and you had one of our great heated debates on VR, you said, "Well, that's a you problem because all I do is reach around, put the connector in the back where I have the camera out or this and that, and bang, I'm playing in a minute and a half, which is awesome." So I think your experience is better than mine and most because you have a functional room that allows you to utilize that equipment. You know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, it's like if I had to pass through like yours, I would probably play VR a little bit more even.
Right.
Because now with the Switch and stuff like that, it is a little bit tougher to, you know, I do got to mess around back there a little bit. And to be honest with you, I don't like doing that.
Right. It gets on your nerves.
But, you know, yeah, it does. But you know, I still have fun with it. And I still think that Microsoft is, I wish they would get on it. You know what I mean? That's still probably one of the only things that bugs me about the Xbox One X. Although Predator disagree, he says it was a smart move for Microsoft to skip VR and focus on game streaming versus Sony doing VR, not solidifying server for streaming. Oh, he says, was it a smart move for Microsoft to skip it? Microsoft is such a big company. Couldn't they do both?
I don't see why they couldn't have had somebody third party make it for them.
Yeah.
You know, which is what we thought they were going to do.
Yeah, like they had deals with Oculus and all that kind of stuff. Like, I don't understand it. The only thing that I can think of is that Phil really doesn't like the tech, which is weird because they got HoloLens. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. That's just so weird to me.
Yeah, you know? HoloLens, as great as it is, and it is great, I think
it's just an idea. It's not really even a thing, to be honest with you. So,
yeah. Well, Stephen Rauch says, Mooch, I think they will have VR next generation, but that kind of got squashed a little, didn't it, Crap?
No,
didn't sound like Scarlett would come out with a headset either necessarily.
They could still do it next gen if they wanted to. Just there are some wireless headsets and things like that. I think it's just going to take a little bit of time. Maybe they're going to go in. I just think they didn't want, personally, this is just me. I think that they didn't want people to be left out, like original Xbox owners or Xbox One S owners.
Yeah.
And it would have been such a small group of people that could have actually used the VR, just the X owners. Even if that's, let's just say for argument's sake, 5 million people, you have 40 million people that can't use it,
Right.
So that could be confused. You go into a game, you go to a store to buy a game and it's VR. Do you have an X or an S, or, can you even play VR? It's like, I think that's a bit of a problem too. Whereas every PS4 can play it. Of course, some can play it better than others.
That makes a really good point. I mean, are we out of time? Look, where are we right now? Do people realize? Do you guys all realize as consumers, if you're old enough to buy anything, that like not everything is always going to be compatible with, like, sometimes you have something where you bought it and you can do something with that the other person can't. Like, not every lawnmower is a rider, right? Yeah. I mean, I bought a riding mower. That means I can ride on it. I don't understand. Why is it everyone's like, well, I bought an Xbox One X. That costs more money. So if the one that costs more money can do more things, does anybody see the logic here? Why does the Xbox One S have to do with the Xbox One X? If you like VR, let's put it this way, guys. And there's people in the chat, Stephen Rush is like, well, Microsoft has these headsets for the PC and blah, blah, blah. That's fine. PCs are expensive for the most part to put together or buy if you're buying an Alienware already pre-assembled, etc. Yeah. So if you buy an X or a Scarlet crap and you're paying $400 or $500 for that console, yes, then your console should probably be able to do if you want VR, you need the Scarlet. Yeah. That's the bottom line, folks. Don't give me this, well, I bought an Xbox One S for $99. I should be able to do what you do. No, you can't. You know what I mean? There's every Ford and Chevy that have the same chassis. Some have a 6-cylinder, some have a 4-cylinder. Okay? And not saying the 4-cylinder is a turbo. The 6-cylinder is going to win. Yeah. You can be like, that's horseshit. I bought the same car as him, same chassis, same frills and thrills. Yeah, but he bought a bigger engine, dude. He's going to go faster than you. He can do more things than you can do. What do you want me to say? He can tow more. He can go faster. That's a you problem. That is. I 100% agree. I think, it's always like, Microsoft has been pretty honest about most of the stuff. Yeah. So that's probably one of the only things that like is looked at as kind of like this BS kind of lie that they've kind of like skirted that. And so I'm not a big fan of that, but overall, I think they've delivered with the X, and I'm extremely happy with it. I just wish as a VR fan that they would have that, because I like VR quite a bit. I'm just a big fan of it. You know what I mean? And they promised it and didn't deliver. So unfortunate for them. Yobi Dren says, I honestly don't care about VR. I have a VR headset that I got for free. It collects dust. I indulge in it here and there. I don't know if the S8 Plus, so that's a phone VR. I'm not sure. I've never tried that, but PlayStation VR is sort of a game changer. You know what I mean? Yeah. Well, Stephen Roush says they didn't lie. They just realized it wasn't time to bring it out. I don't know. They marketed it, when you go back and look at it, as having VR, and then they took that away. Right. So, I mean, that to me is a bit of a misnomer at best. Like, it's not a big deal. I get most people don't really care about. But for me personally, I do, because for me, and this is just a me thing, and I don't really sell consoles or anything like that. But to be honest with you guys, if it wasn't for VR, I wouldn't even be playing the PS4 anymore. Everybody knows this. I play the PS4 is my VR / exclusives console. The exclusives that are interesting to me are done. Spider-Man was the last one. I have no interest in Days Gone. I have no interest in Death Stranding. I have no interest in The Last of Us 2. And I have zero interest in Ghost of Tsushima. So those games are not on my radar at all. I play PlayStation VR, like this Astrobot game, fun. And then when I'm done with that, I don't know the next time I'll even boot up my PlayStation, because I play everything on Xbox. And it's a bit of a shame that Microsoft did cancel it, but I get why. If the tech isn't where they like it or whatever, I'm not going to really. I think Phil, don't get me wrong. What you're saying is 100% right, Crap. But the one thing that Phil did say before they came out and said they're not interested in moving forward with VR, is he said that he feels like it takes you out of the immersion until they can actually come up with the headset that has the battery pack, so you're not like wired to the console. he said it during the Giant Bomb interview. Crap. He said it. He goes, I feel like it takes you out of it. And it wasn't this year's, it was last year's.
Yeah, I can understand that.
I get it.
Yeah, I do. You know, I wish they had it. They don't. Kind of is what it is, I guess. Hey, did you hear about this? So I'm hearing really good things about Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah.
Right? Like your girl, what's her name from IG? Yeah, Lana. She was like, I went in with the highest expectations, and it's blowing those expectations away.
That's interesting. I like your wording on that.
That's what she said. She's like, it's amazing. So I was reading this article, and it says Red Dead Redemption 2 NPCs will always give you directions, not linked to the HUD. So basically, they confirmed that
if you shut the
they'll always give. Yeah, it doesn't matter if you have your HUD turned on or off now, though.
Oh, really?
They've confirmed it. Yeah, it doesn't matter. They made some clarification after many were suggesting that NPCs will give directions when you have it turned off, but that's not the case. And the confusion occurred because the HUD appeared to be off in gameplay trailers. So, yeah, you're going to be able to play the game. And
so what's that really mean in layman's terms, Crap? So
I guess it's more of on the live type thing, you know, more of a living world.
So let's say you have a side quest, you know, kind of selected, right? Yeah. So when you're out there on your horse and you're just galloping through and you're going through and you see somebody on the side of the road, you can stop them and maybe you press up on the D-pad or something and they'll be like, oh, you're headed to Smithville? That's 4 yards that way and another 135 yards that way. You know what I mean? Or whatever, or, you know, meters, whatever. Yeah. Is that what they're going to do?
I don't know. But you know what's funny is the trophy list leaked on this.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I mean, trophy or achievements, you'll get a feel for it. Crap. What do you think? Are they going to be doing like hit 16 pigeon?
Here's the good thing that I see on here. It's like complete chapter 1, complete chapter 2, complete chapter 3, craft 30 items in story mode, complete chapter 5, complete chapter 4, purchase camp improvements, own 5 horses. It doesn't look as bad as some of the other ones, to be honest with you.
Yeah, but those are probably, if you're looking at the PlayStation, those are probably all bronze trophies.
Yeah.
Yeah, those probably equate to anywhere around, that's probably, each of those is probably 10 achievement points. So
yeah, I hope
you're not even at 100 yet.
Yeah, complete the intro on Red Dead Online. You know,
I think when you're done after 4 weeks of playing, I bet you're at 250 gamers score after 4 weeks. I don't know. I'm not even speculating. I'm throwing a volleyball up in the air and seeing if somebody spikes it. You know, I'm just saying. I think that
most of these are bronze, to be honest with you, though. So
they're all like, I don't know, maybe they're 20s. Some of those are 20s.
Yeah, I would assume that I hope that some of these story ones are 2025, you know what I mean? Like that really pissed me off when I played Gears 4 at first. Remember, like I had 35 achievements and under 200 gamer score when that game first played it, right? I beat the game and everything. I played online and I had hardly any gamer score off that game, and they went in and fixed it. Remember? And then I remember there was one point where I booted the game up and I just got a whole shit ton of achievements. Now I have like 900. I'm not really like a perfectionist or a completionist. I just like, if you pay money, like $60 for a game, I like to get 300, 400, 500 gamer score from it. You know what I mean?
And I blame you for that.
Yeah. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that, because I think that, you know, that's just the way I am. You know what I mean? Like games are expensive and you kind of want to get your money's worth.
I kind of feel like that's how it was in the 360 era. Don't you, Crap? I remember just playing, like, I'll give you an example, like BioShock. And I went back and played that over and over and over again. But the first time I played it, I think I ended up with like 575 achievement or 600. And I just played the game. You know, I didn't do any of the wacky stuff they asked you to do on the sides and stuff till like other playthroughs. Yeah. Isn't that what you're kind of getting at?
Yeah, you know, like if you go back to the original Xbox 360 ones, like they were still learning how to implement that stuff, right? So I remember one of the games that I originally played was that King Kong game.
Okay.
Do you remember that game?
Vaguely.
If you beat the game, you basically get a 1,000 gamer score.
Okay.
So yeah, that was like, and I liked that. I was like, holy cow, that's awesome. And then, you know, obviously playing some games made it difficult. Like I remember Perfect Dark Zero being a pain in the ass to get achievements on, you know? So
well, let me ask you this, Crap. You're a big fan of it. How many trophies did you get for what is it called there now? That horror thing that you love there?
Till Dawn?
Until Dawn.
I don't even remember. I didn't get very many.
So they don't hand them out left and right?
You get them for different, depending on which scenarios you complete. Because whoever lives. If all the women live or during one of your playthroughs, you get one. If everybody lives, you get one. You know what I mean? It's but to get everyone to live is very involved.
Okay.
Because
that's my Halloween game this year, so I'm starting that up this weekend.
Oh, Halloween game, huh?
Well, last year I did Evil Within 2. There's nothing really new out.
Yeah.
We just said there's 65,000 games out right now to play. I can't even get into a Dead Space. I wanted to play Dead. Do you want to know what I truly want to do? I was going to play Dead Space on back compat. I haven't played the original one. So I loved 3. So I was like, I'm going to love this. But that's too involved right now for Red Dead and Odyssey and Forza Fever. It's just it's too much. But Until Dawn, let's just call a spade a spade. It's a walking simulator. You make decisions. Sunday night after Walking Dead, you play a little Until Dawn. Hey, you stay in the Halloween mood.
Yeah, well, I'm with you, except for the whole watch the Walking Dead thing. So,
listen, I got news for you. The Walking Dead was great this past week. I really enjoyed it.
Well, is it? I mean, Rick's on the outs though, man. He's on the outs.
He is he is on the outs.
He's on the outs. I mean,
look, I'm not getting no spoilers at all here. But just to use as an example, Game of Thrones, I've had about 8 favorite characters in that show.
Yeah.
And they're all dead.
Yeah. That's one of the reasons I didn't watch the show.
I mean, the fact that Rick is going to go. When Rick goes, the show's telling you he goes. When he goes, if there's a successor and the show goes in the right direction, I'm still in. If after he's gone, they're like, this is what we're doing now. And I'm like, that doesn't hold a cup of water. I mean, I'm out. Or I'll watch it like occasionally. You know what I mean? Where I'm like, oh, what happened? No, who cares? But right now, it's still got my attention. I like it. Look, there's not much that's on TV. I know everybody watches Netflix. Did you watch this on Netflix? Have you seen that on Netflix? I heard Netflix has got this. Who's watching Netflix? I'm watching it. And I'm like, I just like with all the games I just can't watch that many Netflix series, Well, how many seasons are there? Well, there's only 12, Mooch. Get into it. There's only 12? Times 13 episodes? Get out of here. No.
Yeah. I hear what you're saying. I'm not I liked Walking Dead at first, and then like the whole zombie thing, just not my bag.
I can't believe you don't like zombies, Man,
I did for the longest time, right? I was like, hey, this is cool.
What's taking the place of zombies in video games? What?
What? Anything, dude. Anything has taken the place. Look, it's just such an overused thing. Just like, remember how back in the day, right? Like there was too many World War II games.
Yeah.
Too many World War II shooters. People just got sick of it. Then they went to the more modern thing, and then eventually people got sick of that. They went to the future thing. People got sick of that. We've been living in the zombie thing for way too long. I personally think that we should dump that as a trope a couple years ago, right? Like everything's zombies, infected, this, Zeds, this. I hate it. Like it's not a Microsoft thing. It's not a PlayStation thing. It's just TV, too many zombies. Video games, too many zombies. I am sick of it. I am zombied out. I'm not playing any more zombie games. I don't watch any zombie shows. I don't care about that stuff, right? Like Call of Duty, I have no interest in the zombies. The only one that I've ever liked was Black Ops when they did the Call of the Dead with George Romero. That's the only one.
I'm just shocked, I'm really shocked.
You shouldn't be, though.
There's nothing else out there. And listen, forget what I'm saying. Forget if you agree with me or not. But you've got the new Walking Dead game coming out. You've got Days Gone. You've got zombies are going to be in Black Ops. What else? I'm leaving a lot of stuff out. There's a ton of things coming out with zombies. Like it's not going away. That's like listen, Resident Evil 2 remake? I
have no interest in that.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, I have zero interest in that.
All right, listen, fine. You look, let me just so the audience knows, okay? I want you to use all of your CrapGamer powers to grab a code for that because you can do. I want that game. That game is something I can't wait to play that game.
Yeah, I know. Like you and Boomstick are all hyped up about that game, right? But for me personally, I just do not care about that game. honestly, I just don't. I haven't even played Resident Evil 7, and I've heard nothing but great things about that
Crap,
game.
it's such a good game. I got news for you. If this was one of those, we've had a couple of holidays, Crap, where I wouldn't say they were bad, but they were mediocre with games coming out. We were kind of like blah. It was more like, you go back to 2014, 2015. Like there was like we had one game, but then we had some free time, where this year we have no free time.
Yeah.
I would Halloween right now, I would have played that whole game over again on the hardest setting I possibly could. And just absolutely would have loved it. Joshua Galvo goes, Mooch, you playing Call of Duty Black Ops 4 tonight? No, but Josh, let me explain why. I am getting it gifted to me. I'm mooching it from a great mooch maniac, Alex. And I believe I'll be getting it tomorrow. A. B, it wouldn't, because it's digital, I'm not going to be able to play it until 12:01. My New York Giants are on right now. I don't know how they're doing. I know R space Rob in the chat is a Philly fan. But the Giants are going to be on until about 11:30. I'll probably play a little Forza Fever and call it a night. Tomorrow is a work day, folks.
Well, Manning's making a Manning face, if that's any indication.
Oh, that's pretty bad. Is it a Manning face from him on the field or a Manning face from him on the sideline?
From him on the field.
Okay. Well, that's still better than the sideline, because when he does it on the sideline, you can pretty much just change the channel.
Yeah.
It's
his brother Peyton used to do this weird Manning face too.
Yeah,
where he had that red spot on his forehead too. That was always
whenever he took the helmet off.
Yeah, that was always hilarious.
You heard of a 4-head. That dude had like an 8-head.
He was a 5-head for sure.
Yeah,
well, what's funny is Bubba the Love Sponge had a producer named 5-head. His nickname was 5-head. So I always wondered what the hell they were talking about. Now it wasn't until now that recently that I figured out that people that have big ass foreheads are
5-heads.
Yeah, 5-heads. So.
Furious 1369 asks a great question. Crap, did you like Dying Light?
I didn't get to play much of Dying Light. By the time I got it, a lot of people were already like, kind of finished with it or whatever. I remember at one time, you guys, Mooch, you, Worrywart, and other people were really into this game.
Crap, I played the game actually tells you, I think I have, I want to say 70 hours into Dying Light.
Yeah.
I loved it. I absolutely loved it. It was just, I don't know. It was just a fun game. The parkour was great. The action was great. The crafting was great. The zombies were intense. At night, when you got strong enough, what are they called? The hard zombies are called the versatiles or versatiles or whatever they called them. Anyways, those are the ones. But crap, in the first quarter to half a game, when you went out at night and when those things were chasing you, you asked me and Worry or any of us that were playing Stinger, it was just like we were just like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. You just hear people screaming like, where are you? Where are you? Where are you? You're like, I don't know where I am. I'm just running away from these. It was freaky. They made night really, really pitch dark. And they did a great job with it. Yeah, good dang. Those night zombies suck. Yeah, good dang. Tell me about it. Tell me about it. It's one of the only games you can actually say you're that and the latest Resident Evil 7 were the freakiest games I've played this generation.
Yeah, I haven't played Resident Evil 7 yet. I would say that the games that I played that were kind of freaky this generation in particular, Until Dawn was that, and that might be the only one.
I have now listen, I told you I went to a party and they had Until Dawn on. They're like, hey, we're playing this game, and I'm like, oh, they're like, hey, do you know what this game is? I'm like, of course I know what this game is. And so we're sitting there and we played about an hour and a half of it. I never really truly saw the evil or the enemy or the creature or the scary thing. I just it was always lurking around the corners and stuff, but it was always, I only got to the parts with all the descriptions of the camp counselors, or if you will, or the friends, the teenage friends going out to have a wild weekend.
Yeah, it's cheesy in a good way,
right? No, that's fine. Crap, we grew up watching that. Yeah,
it throws some swerves at you too, which is something that I particularly liked. Yeah,
Tip Top Dalton nailed it. Outlast 2, crap. I heard Outlast is scary as hell.
Yeah, that was a game that, you know what other game I heard was scary? That Alien Isolation game.
Not playing that. Let me tell you, it has nothing to do with the scary. That, my friend, is you've heard of walking simulators. That's a waiting simulator.
Hey, I heard people love that game, right?
Yeah.
Like if you were into like the original Alien game or whatever, or Alien movie, you would love that or whatever.
No way. I watched so many people play that. That looks boring as shit.
Yeah.
Josh Galvo says, Mooch, do you recommend playing RE7 before getting the 2 remake? Listen, here's the good news. RE7 took a page out of the Resident Evil books, so it kept at the very end. When you get to the end of the game, if you make it to the end of Resident Evil 7, you'll see where it ties in with the rest of the stories with Umbrella Corporation, etc.
Yeah. But apparently, you know, I was just looking. Outlast apparently is another one that's scary.
Yeah, so somebody was just saying Outlast and Outlast 2.
Outlast, also Hello Neighbor, and Among
Hello
the
Neighbor is not scary. I've played that with the family.
as a horror game.
I know. I don't know why. I mean, they try to make it scary, but it's a
Little
big
Nightmares.
cartoon. Little Nightmares would be a fun one. See, that's my whole thing. I think if you want to get into the Halloween spirit, you need to do things like Little Nightmares. You need to do things like Outlast. You need to do things like Until Dawn, because there's too many. You can't get into these major like big games like I said before, Dead Space or anything like that, because those games are involved. And unless you have none of these new games we're talking about, which I bet you at least have one or you're getting one. Yeah. I don't know if you want to tie into one of those older games.
It also has Friday the 13th listed, which we played that. That's good fun.
It is fun.
Kind of scary when you see Jason or whatever.
It is. It is.
Dead by Daylight. That was kind of weird. I liked that game. Like it had more.
I didn't like the generators.
Yeah, the generators were so lame. Which we played that, you know, they're drawn right to you. Like, yeah, you know what I mean. Like,
I like that there was still a way for me to hide. If you were Jason Crap, I could still hide. I could walk very slowly. There was things I could have done. Stephen Rush says, Mooch, have you played Fear? I have not played Fear, and I heard that's frightening. So that's something I might want to take a look at. But Fear is also, that's a 360 game, I believe.
I gotta say something. Like, here's the funny thing, Mooch. I'm gonna DM you something on Twitter, and you're gonna watch that and then you're just gonna tell me what you think. So go watch that, and I'm gonna carry on the conversation. Yeah. So when it comes to scary games, I remember one of the scariest I ever played was Condemned on the Xbox 360. Did you guys remember that? I think it was a very early launch game on the 360, and they did 2 of them, Condemned 1 and 2. They were by Sega, and incredibly scary games. And you know, I gotta say that I love those games. And Doom, I have never even beaten that game yet, but I think Doom is a really great game. And you know, I think that's you know, one of those underrated games this generation. I just wish it had a little bit better story and it wasn't drawn out as much to where it's like, oh, go find this key card or go get this or go do that. Emily wants to play. I've never played that. I've never heard of that either. So yeah, like you could look at like the Dead Rising games as being one of those as well. That's also pretty scary or whatever. What do you think, Mooch? What did you think about that?
That was very funny. It was very funny. I don't know if you want to talk about it, but that was a sometimes executives just stay behind the desk.
Yes,
I'll leave that. I mean, yeah. What game were you just talking about? Condemned?
Yeah, Condemned on the 360.
People are now. There's a lot of people saying that was scary as hell.
It was.
But I think that to be honest with you, I don't know if I want to get into anything that's a full-fledged game though, right? Crap. Condemned.
Yeah. It's a full-fledged game. And
these games like Outlast and Until Dawn are what, 10 to 15 hours that you can play, 2 hours, pick them up, put them down.
Yeah.
You know, that's the thing. Silent Hill, I heard, was also and it's funny because I played that so long ago, I just don't remember. So I've almost put that game into the I don't remember shit. All I remember with Silent Hill is it's a real foggy game, and whenever that siren goes off, you're fucked.
Yeah, like that game scared the hell out of me. So when Silent Hill, the original one, came out on the PS1, where you're kind of going around that foggy ass place, my friend and I, who were big into like we would play games that were single player, and we would just like take turns. Did that with Metal Gear, and that was like the first game that I like stayed up all night for and played through. Yeah. When we were playing Silent Hill, we were both scared shitless of that game. We would only play that game if the other one was around. So yeah, and there wasn't, when you look back at it, it's not that it was just that whole atmosphere.
Yeah,
they really pulled that off, and I thought that was something that was pretty awesome. And I gotta say, very impressed with what they were able to do with that. It's just incredible, and how far those have fallen since then. Just completely fallen off the radar.
yeah. Why don't they make any of those games? Where are the horror games now? Have all
they canceled Silent Hills, remember?
Yes. Yeah, it was the PT demo.
Yep. So they've canceled that, and I'm not sure exactly if we'll get another one or not. Like, I think Konami is not really interested in doing video games anymore after that whole Kojima stuff or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know if they're not interested in doing it anymore. Maybe they don't want to they just don't want to get into a deal or a contract with somebody like that again. I'm just shocked they don't have a lot of scary games that come out that are AAA. That's why I got really excited when I saw The Evil Within 2 last year, and I really enjoyed playing the crap out of it. I really did. I played the shit out of it, and I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun, crap. I mean, it got a little I'm going to use it went from horror to like psychedelic. You know what I mean? Like it went like all trippy at the end.
Yeah.
All these horror games get trippy, right? Even Max Payne. Remember Max Payne?
Yeah.
You're in his brain and you're walking on like some membrane in his head, and I don't know, there's blood all over the place.
Was that the Max Payne, the original one?
Yes.
Yeah, because you know what, I liked those games on the original Xbox, right? And those were Alan Wake is a creepy game for me. I don't know if you've ever played.
I haven't played Alan Wake, and shame on me. I have it when we got it with Quantum Break and all that stuff. I got it. Yeah,
and the graphics still look good. It really holds up. And that's a game that's very episodic. And so I think that it still holds up. When I first played that game, I just remember thinking, because, at the time when that game came out, all the games that were horror-based were very gory, Dead Space, and all these, even the Resident Evils had changed and Silent Hill games had changed from like this survival, eerie feeling. Like, even if you go back and play the original Resident Evils, there's not a lot going on. It's more the dread and what's the surprising, the shock stuff, right?
Right.
So when you play Alan Wake and it's such a shocking what's going on, it's like a survival horror / mystery, and that's what's really good about it, and I think that they don't do, and they managed to do that without gore, and somebody says Until Dawn was jumpy. There should be a new game like the same. That company is making new games, and they're going to be on Xbox as well, probably like the spiritual successor to that or whatever. So I would say like keep on the lookout for that. They also did a VR game or something, The Inpatient. There was like a prequel to Until Dawn, but why they would make that a VR game, I don't know. But that was one of those games. Remember, that game had no budget and it got a pretty good score. Until Dawn, and then Yoshida's like, "Yeah, we go buy it. It's great." And it was like, and now all of a sudden there's like they're making multiplats, So something going on there.
My issue with there's a lot of horror games for VR. The reason I don't like those is like it kind of goes from that creeped out that you feel like when you're playing like a Resident Evil 7 on your couch with your controller to it's just a jump scare. Like everything's jump scares with that, because think about it, everything's in your face with that. Because even though you feel like you're immersed in the world, which you do for the most part, but like you can't see anything, and it's like watching. Remember The Ring, when the girl jumped out of the well and then like crawled creepy to you, and then like jumped, the screen goes out, and then all of a sudden the screen comes back on. She's right in your face. Now picture that like a millimeter from your nose. Yeah, and you're like, whoa, what the, like that's not even like that's what like you're like if you're sitting too close to your TV, you're gonna knock your television out. Yeah, I completely. I don't know if that's my bag. Oh, it is. I saw this Manning face meme that I'm currently trying to send to you. We'll see if it sends to you. But yeah, that dance is great, isn't it? That's something. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you should tell the audience. It's great. Yeah. So anyway, Aaron Greenberg tweeted out this thing. He's like, Xbox is in Brazil right now. Shout out to the Brazilians. Yeah, the Brazilian Xbox fans. Huge. There's some crazy Xbox. Like they love some Xbox in Brazil, right? And I have quite a few Brazilian fans of mine, and you too. Like you do. Yeah, I know the leader of the Brazilians. He's a cool guy. I've gamed with him. We played Gears together. So Xbox is doing this big fan thing there, and Greenberg is there, and he's dancing on stage, and
Apparently, they went to this Gears wedding because Gears is huge in Brazil.
Yes.
And there was like this Gears of War wedding there as well. And I've been seeing him like tweet out pictures and put pictures and stuff out there.
Yeah.
On his Instagram and stuff like that. But I think it's hilarious. And hey, props to him for going out there and having a good time. I would never do that.
No. Not to go back to horror. Adam Sharp in the chat goes, that's what horror is, Mooch. It's meant to make you feel uneasy, make you jump, let the tension build. See, Adam, that's where I disagree. That's not horror. That's terror. Okay? Yeah. So terror is when you're on the edge, like you're just kind of like sitting there looking, you're like that guy in the Dentine commercial in the courtroom who's just like, and he's looking left and right. That's freaking out. Horror is like, hey, here's a story. Here's something that's kind of like creepy that happened in the past. And then, yes, a jump scare here or there. Not the whole thing is just like lights go out and then the thing is like right up in your face. Like, to me, that's more of a terror. Like, I'll give you an example. Ready? Horror movies are the Halloween movies.
Yeah.
Terror movies are like the Saw movies. You know what I mean? Or The Ring or whatever, the Conjuring. Those are terror. And the Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees type games are more of the horror. Yeah. That's the way I look at it.
Michael Myers, a new Halloween movie. And Jamie Lee Curtis looks like the old crazy.
She does look like old crazy Jamie Lee Curtis. Yeah. She is crazy.
Yeah, that's she crazy. Looks like. But I guess that can be forgiven, knowing that what's happening.
That was great. Yeah. Adam Sharp goes, well, then give me terror games. That's great. Yes. It's so great. That reminds me, like, there was a Friends episode, Crap. I don't know if you remember this. Chandler runs in and he goes, I finally found the girl of my dreams. He goes, stick a fork in me. I'm done. And then Phoebe turns around to him and says, well, I'm sorry. I have no idea what that means. He goes, well, when a steak is done, you put a fork in it. So it's done. You know when it's done. And she goes, well, I'm a vegetarian. He goes, well, what do you do? And she's like, well, when the vegetables are done, you just, you eat them and He goes, okay, then eat me. I'm done. All right? It's great. So Adam Sharp, I'm sitting here telling him horror. I'm going through all these analogies. And then he goes, okay, fine. Not horror. Then I like terror. Terror. Give me terror. So it is what it is, man. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Hey, after the show, make sure you guys go check out Saltiest Podcast. That's on after us.
And tell them Mooch and Crap sent you.
Yeah, Mooch and Crap sent you on the scurvy seas to go visit our old friend Salty. Mate. Yes. Oh, wow. So, hey, Yoshida just tweeted out, Astrobot ranks 6th best PS4 game of 2018. Number 1 PSVR game of all time.
Whose stat is this?
Yoshida from PlayStation.
What did he say?
I'll send it to you. He said he just tweeted out this, I guess, article that Astrobot is ranked the 6th best PlayStation 4 game this year.
Wow, I mean,
come on, dude.
Sounds good, but
number 1 PSVR game of all time.
Okay, PSVR. That's an accolade. I like that.
6th overall for the year. They're saying it's the 6th best.
Well, how many PlayStation games do they have that are the ones that are like critically acclaimed?
There's like Detroit and Shadow of the Colossus and
behind all of those.
Yeah, but I mean, coming in 6th, that's not too bad. I mean, that would probably be on Xbox. What, the 2nd best game?
I guess so. I don't know. Good one, Crap. I have no idea.
I don't know. I mean, Forza Horizon 4 would beat it, but would most people say, Sea of Thieves or, State of Decay 2? Like, who's playing State of Decay 2 anymore?
Only Gadang.
Is he?
Who's recently getting out of timeout from last week?
Is he really playing State of Decay 2?
I don't know. Gadang, are you still playing that? He's up to like 400 hours. Shout out to Lethal Papa.
Holy crap.
He goes,
wow.
He goes, PSVR is life. Said no one. I totally agree. Gadang is. I told you. Gadang's Gadang, how many hours you got in State of Decay 2? By the way, anything over 25, I would classify as yikes.
Ask some questions in the chat. We'll spend the last few minutes.
Well, the other thing I want to do, not only questions in the chat, guys, if you have for Mooch and Crap, but also I'd like to say we haven't done a full spread on the whole Patreon thing, guys. We have people that we're talking to. There's actually even a gentleman in the chat who's going to be talking to us after the show. listen, there's a lot going on. A lot of costs are coming up, and we do appreciate all of our current Patreon members, and we really value anyone who's thinking about coming around. It's $1 and a dream.
The link is in the description.
Yes.
If you guys wouldn't mind, we definitely could use it so we could get some new equipment and all.
Anything
that kind of
helps,
stuff.
folks, and it's really for the show to get to not only where it was, but where we want to take it. Yeah.
So
you know.
So hey, Giovanna says, hey, do you guys think we'll get any Halo news for the Xbox event in November? Unfortunately, no. They confirmed that they're not going to be talking about Halo Infinite there. I do think we're going to get some studio news though, so we got that to look forward to.
Yeah, I think you'll hear, whether it be Obsidian or any other acquired company crap, you're probably going to hear about it.
Yeah, for sure. I think that we'll definitely hear about that. And there's a couple other ones that are rumored to, surprising ones too. So I put a video out there with those because if it does happen, it makes me look good. If it doesn't, people already hate me and think I'm shitty anyway. So what are you going to do?
Well, there you go, crap.
Yeah. But if I'm right, hey, I'm right. Yobi Jen says, yes, he is a Patreon supporter. And not only that, he supports us on the chats and all that kind of stuff. Man, with the super chats. So Shady says Xbox games are exclusive to all, but PlayStation and Nintendo works for me. Hey, man, I guess I'm with you, man. Like, they're all gonna do that. Like Sony, I had heard, and now with this thing that Sony's making a tablet maybe for streaming and stuff, that Sony has the idea to, if you buy a game digitally with them, you're going to be able to have that up in the cloud and be able to play that, stream that on a device as well. That's what they're working on their back end. I'd heard that. We know for a fact that Microsoft is. That's what xCloud is all about. So realistically, the Nintendo Switch already has been streaming stuff, but in Japan.
Right.
And so apparently that works good there. So all these companies are going to do it. Just I would say to people that really hate on that whole situation, like, oh, if you could play it on a phone or whatever, it's not exclusive, or if you can stream it on a PC, it's not exclusive. Like, get over that mentality. These companies are going to make money, and there's money to be made there. So
I completely agree. Shout out to Def Jam Bam, who says, by the way, Def Jam Bam, we got to get you back on first shift, man. You being on second shift's killing it. Killing it. We got to get you back. He says, y'all getting Darksiders 3.
Somebody's I mooched it.
Crap mooched it. I've not shown a lot of it. I'm gonna take the Black Ops 4 approach that CrapGamer took. If it's something that somebody mooches or gifts me, I would gladly take it, play it, and review it. But it's not something that I would say I'm looking forward to.
Tip Top Dalton says, "Hey, Crap, y'all got any plans for E3 next year? Hey, we're taking donations. 10,000 should do it.
Yeah, that ought to get us there." Joshua Galvo says, Mooch and Crap, can I still join the Patreon for M&C? Absolutely,
yes.
Josh. The link's in the description. And please
all the stuff, we're going to rework some of that stuff on there as well.
Yes.
We're going to be coming back full on with the producer, with the skits, with the top 10s, with even more stuff.
Yes.
It's just taking us a little bit to get everything.
I want to add some, I really do, Crap. Whenever we do a Mooch and Crap streams, I want to bring one of the tiers on. We'll rotate. We can't bring them all. Let's say there's like 20 people in one tier. We can't bring them all into one stream, but I'd like to rotate 2 and keep going down each one through that tier. So let some of our Patreon guys come on and even when we're goofing off, doing some CFDs and just laughing our asses off, it's great to bring some folks in from the Patreon and show our support to them back. So Joshua, really would appreciate that. And if you're contemplating it, I already say thank you in advance.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
I don't know. With WRZ Cup says, how does that work on there, Mooch? Not working for me.
Probably a different browser, I would say.
What's not working for him?
Is he saying the Patreon thing isn't working for him?
It's a link.
Yeah. Hold on.
WRZ Cup, I don't know what you mean by it's not working for you, buddy. Give me a better.
I linked it in the page. It should be able to
there you go. Crap just put it there. Joshua Galvo goes, I'll be joining you. You guys are the best. Josh, you're the best, buddy. Thank you. I can't thank you enough. And we like to spend a little extra time and give attention to our Patreon folks. If we don't do it today, we will be doing it next week. We'll have the ticker back with Patreon names. Crap will read them off. Like I said, hopefully, and if John's still in the chat, get a hold of Crap or myself on Twitter, and would be willing to talk to you about whatever if you're interested in the positions that are available. Absolutely.
Yep. And we're going to be looking to, take the calls, the live Skype calls.
Yep.
Voicemails will probably have a new,
we'll have a new address. Yeah.
Yeah. a new Skype as well. So but we're gonna get that all to everybody. We'll advertise it. We'll let everybody know ahead of time. The best way to stay in touch with us is on Twitter, and not the MNC Twitter though. The Mooch and Crap Twitter.
Josh is asking. Yeah, Josh Galvo says, "Is there a special show for the pig?" Yes, there are. Tiers where we do a 1 hour every 2 week show, and it goes exclusively to the Patreon members.
Although we're a little bit behind, but we'll be catching up to that as well.
Absolutely.
We used to do it was what the XO show, remember?
It was the XO show, which I think we should still do.
We could because I like that, right? It was like the Xbox XO, and we do. I remember the little music that we had for that too. Good times, man. That was good times, man.
They're all coming back. They're all coming back.
Absolutely. So that's good, and we're kind of wrapping up here. If you guys have any last minute questions. What do you guys think Microsoft is going to reveal at XO? I think they're going to reveal some new studios, and we're going to see some footage from Crackdown 3, and we're going to see possibly a couple of announcements, maybe Perfect Dark, or hopefully we see some Battletoads footage and stuff like that.
Masshole 1977 says Eli's done. Put a fork in him. Why isn't Mooch yelling?
It's
so
he was doing the panic face. I sent you a picture of it.
Oh, that was great.
Yeah.
He's another loss.
I mean,
it's over.
He's got a good running back at least, huh?
Well, we got a good running back. Next year we'll get a quarterback and maybe an old lineman, and we can start putting this thing together.
Yeah, you guys probably should have drafted Baker Mayfield, huh? Trade up.
Well, I guess. I think they would have went with Darnoldson, to be honest with you. That's who they were going to go with.
Oh,
Darnold.
Really?
Yeah, Darnold. Yeah. I always like to add a little something to people's names.
Darnoldson. Eternal Shada says, how big a gamer are you guys? Are you guys getting the Atari VCS to give it a try?
No, don't give me the old knock until I try it with that. I'm not going back to Atari.
But what I did pick up was they did the Atari Classics Volume 3 today.
Yeah.
And I did pick that up.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I did.
Was it on Xbox?
Yeah. It's like $20 for 50 games or something.
Jeez.
Yeah. It's not bad. They've got 3 different volumes, and each one I think has like 50 games on it or something. So I like to be nostalgic and go back and play some of it. They're not just a 2600; they're 5200 as well.
Are there achievements?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Well, that's nice. You'll probably load up on that.
Yeah, probably.
I would think.
Tip Top Dalton says, "Crap. Do you think Scarlet will be as big a jump like Xbox One S to X?" No. I think, to be honest with you guys, I think that the biggest leap that we got was going from Xbox to 360. It was a significant leap from Xbox One to the X, but I just think that we are I just think that we're past that point. Now we've got 4K screens. We're already playing games in 4K with the 4K textures and stuff. Mm-hmm. So what more can they really do to go, really like shock us? I don't think they can do much, to be honest with you.
Adam Sharp says, what do you think about Guerrilla Games hiring Ubisoft Rainbow Six Siege devs, possibly Killzone reboot with emphasis on multiplayer gas? I mean, I like where you're going with that, Adam. My biggest problem is I just don't like the world of Killzone.
Killzone sucks.
Yeah, Killzone's it's not exciting.
The second one was okay.
3 was terrible.
And then the other one, who the hell could play that? It was just crap.
It's just I'm not, the mechanics are okay. Nothing is great about the game. The story is blah. It almost feels like each game that instead of having one where you're like, that's the main story, it felt like every game they made was a side story of a game that should have been, that never was.
Yep.
100%.
Yeah,
that was me.
It wasn't good. It wasn't compelling. Yeah, Antonio says kill. Yeah, exactly. So make sure you guys go check out Salty's podcast.
Yes,
hit the like button. We're 30 away from 200 likes. Let's see if we can't get 200.
Yeah,
likes.
Hit that, guys. There's 263 left. We're wrapping up. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button. You guys tune in every week. Hit it. Hit the bell. And
Jeff says he's going to go hop on PS4, play God of War, and get drunk. Game of his existence.
You go do you, brother. Do it. Do it up there. I love it.
Yobi Dren says that they called Killzone the Halo killer. Oh, my gosh. Yeah. Yes, that was everything that Sony does is the something killer, and it ends up not being so.
Ends up with a bump behind it.
Bump. Yeah. So starting up in about 2 minutes, the Saltiest podcast. Go ahead and, go over there, tell Salty and the gang that we sent you, say Mooch and Crab sent us, and you'll get a discount.
Yes, sir. You get a discount for sure. All right,
Absolutely.
guys. We'll do this again next Thursday. We'll talk to you later. We'll be on Crap's channel, 7 p.m. Eastern time. And don't forget to tune in to Crossfire tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Brand new Crossfire. Guys, enjoy your games. And there's going to be a lot to discuss next week. Peace and thank you.
Later.